Second question, with reference to the Indian economy, demand pull inflation can be caused or increased by which of the following? By which of the following? So the question is related to demand pull inflation. The question is related to demand pull inflation. So demand pull inflation is a phenomenon, and there is another phenomenon called cost push inflation. These two are different type of inflation, but they are asking about demand pull inflation in the Indian economy. So they have given 5 statements. They are asking you to select the correct statements among them. So before I will come to the selection process, first of all, what is this inflation? Inflation means the increase in general level of the prices of goods and services. The increase in general level of the prices of goods and services in an economy, that is inflation. In another words, I can say, if too much amount of money is chasing too little amount of goods, that means just assume in an economy, 10 products are there. 10 products are there in an economy and 10 rupees are there in an economy. So then one product is equal to 1 rupee. One product is equal to 1 rupee. But suddenly what happened is the amount of money in the economy has increased up to 100 rupees. Then the amount of goods in the economy are only 10 products, then one product has become 10 rupees worth. Because here so much amount of money is chasing too little amount of goods. This is what inflation. The price has increased from 1 rupee to 10 rupee. 1 rupee to 10 rupee. Now this can be done in a 2 ways. So what are those 2 ways? This can be done in 2 ways. What are those 2 ways? One is the demand pull. Second one is cost push. See, when I say demand pull, if there is an excess amount of money circulation happened in the economy, like from 10 rupees to 100 rupees, then automatically price increases. This is what demand pull. That means the demand in the economy for the product increases. Why demand for a product in the economy increases? Because the supply is at the constant level, but whereas the money in the hands of the people increases, then people will have a more urge to spend it, and that is the reason why, because of this demand is pulling the inflation. That is what demand pull inflation. If the money has increased in the economy because of one or other reason, then we can call it as demand pull inflation. Second one is cost push. Cost push in the sense, suppose one product you have manufactured it and its cost is become, just assume 5 rupees in the economy. 5 rupees. The cost of the cost involved in the production process of that particular item is 5 rupees. But because of one or other reason, maybe increase in wages, maybe increase in raw material cost, maybe increase in market cost, because of that reason this product has become 10 rupees. Then this inflation you call it as cost push inflation, because the cost involved in the production of goods or service has increased. That is the reason why the product price is increased. So anyhow this is an increase, we will call it as inflation. But whereas in case of demand pull, the product is same but there is an increase in demand because of more money in the economy, that is demand pull inflation. Now I will come to the question. Now the demand pull inflation can be caused or increased by which of the following? See, now looking into 5, once you understand which of the following measures will pump more amount of money into the economy, that measures will lead to the demand pull inflation, and that measures are your answer. Now, if you look into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, see, I will take this fifth one, rising interest rates. If interest rates are raised, will it really lead to pump more amount of money into the economy, or will it extract more amount of money from the economy? So, the second one is correct. When the interest rates are very high, people try to save more amount of money in the banking system, and people, just because of high amount of interest rate, they don't want to take more amount of loan from the bank. That means the existing money in the economy will be taken by the bank, and moreover people are not interested to take extra loan from the bank because of interest rate. So, this interest rate increases, this phenomenon will not lead to more money in the economy. Obviously that may not create a demand pull inflation in the economy. Moreover, this rising interest rate is a measure to contain the inflation in the economy, not to cause the inflation in the economy. So, this fifth one is wrong. If you know that fifth one is wrong, then obviously you can eliminate these three options. You can eliminate these three options B, C, D. Now, the leftover is only 1 to 4, only 1 to 4. But anyhow, I will explain, anyway I will explain 1 to 4 because some people have some sort of doubts about the other aspects also. See, the first one is expansionary policies. So, expansionary policy means expansionary policy can be done by both the ways. Either the government can start its expansionary policy, or Reserve Bank of India can start expansionary policy. The meaning of expansionary policy in both RBI sense and government sense is pump more amount of money into the economy. Pump more amount of money into the economy, either in terms of developmental projects, or in terms of welfare schemes, or in terms of lower interest rate, anything, but pump more amount of money into the economy. If you pump more amount of money into the economy through expansionary policies, then automatically it leads to creation of more money in the economy. That more money will create demand in the economy, that leads to the demand pull inflation. But one point is, if that more amount of money is spent in a useful way for the production of equivalent amount of assets, then it may not create inflation. Just assume there is a 10 rupees in the economy, 10 products are there in the economy. Now I am pumping another extra 10 rupees into the economy, but that extra 10 rupees are able to produce another extra 10 products in the economy, it may not create inflation. But you cannot say like always expansionary policy lead to equivalent amount of production. So, the point is, anyhow expansionary policy will pump more amount of money into the economy. Even if you pump, if that money has to be utilized for the productive purpose, there is a delay. So, the expansionary policy creates demand pull inflation in the economy. Second one, fiscal stimulus. So, you can understand what is a fiscal stimulus. Stimulus is also nothing but pumping more amount of money so that the economy started stimulation. So, someone has to kickstart the economy. So, when you are pumping more amount of money, definitely it again leads to demand pull inflation in the economy. See, when I say fiscal stimulus, need not be strictly focused on only monetary terms, but non-monetary items are also comes under the stimulus. But anyhow they have mentioned the stimulus, you need to consider the monetary aspect of stimulus also. Suppose if the process is liberalized, rules and regulations are liberalized, that is also called it as a stimulus, but monetary aspect also we need to consider because they haven't mentioned anything. Anyhow, this fiscal stimulus will also lead to demand pull inflation in the economy. Next, I will come to this fourth one, higher purchasing power. Definitely, if the purchasing power of the people increases, then they will try to purchase more and more amount of money, more and more amount of goods and services in the economy. If you are unable to supply it, then it may lead to the demand pull inflation in the economy. Now, third one is inflation indexed wages. inflation indexed wages. See, inflation indexed wages means your wages are depending on your wages are depending on the inflation. Your wages are depending on inflation. That means what? See, suppose earlier your wage is 10 rupees. Just assume earlier your wage is 10 rupees. With this 10 rupees you are able to purchase some 10 goods. Earlier your wage is 10 rupees, but now with that earlier wage you can able to purchase 10 goods in the economy. Now what happened is, because of inflation in the economy, now the 10 goods price, earlier it was 10 rupees, but now it has become 50, now it has become, just assume, 16 rupees. So the price of the earlier goods which you have purchased at 10 rupees, now it has become 16 rupees. But what happened is, your income is also increased because your wage is related to the inflation. Because of the 6 rupees of inflation, they have increased your wages also 6 rupees. So now your wage has become 16 rupees. The point is actually this 10 becomes 16. That means there is a more amount of money in your hands. But the problem is, with this extra 6 rupees you can't purchase extra product because already there is an inflation on another side. So that means the demand is equal here. The demand is equal. So you can't purchase any extra item because your wage is not a sudden increase. Your wage is increased because of inflation. And one more thing, because of this 16 rupees they have given to you, this is going to affect again the final price of the product. That means now, earlier you have given a wage of 10 rupees, but now you are giving a wage of 16 rupees. This 16 rupees wage will have its own effect on the price of the final product. It may leads to cost push inflation in the next stage, but immediately it is not going to have any effect on demand, because the increase in wage is compensating the increase in inflation. So because the process has started from here, not from here. So the third statement cannot create demand pull inflation, but only the expansionary policies, fiscal stimulus and higher purchasing power. So that means this answer A is correct. But anyhow, just by looking into the fifth statement, you can eliminate the remaining 3 and you can go for the first one.
Amrita IAS Academy.